Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of The Sunday Thing, which is apparently the name of the show now. Today is Sunday, January 25th, and that means this is the last January event, last January Sunday Thing, which is episode number 4. Technically, it's the 4th video, but episode number 3 because I began with episode number 0 to pilot this. No idea why I'm telling you these things. So, let's talk about what was going on this week, what's happening now, and what are my plans for next week. One of my absolute favorite modern musicians and composers, his name is Mick Gordon, and he primarily makes music, writes and composes for video games. But in one of his interviews or presentations, I think, he said something that when I heard it first, it stuck with me, but it took me a while to really understand what he meant. Because at first I thought he was talking about like the general composition and like the unwritten rules of how to approach any composition scenario. But a couple of weeks ago it hit me that, at least to my understanding, he was talking about how to deal with, I guess, demotivation, or because I don't think writer's block exists. I don't think it exists. I think the desire to create music or to do art goes up and down. Does it make sense? And here's what he said in that interview or presentation. Change the process, change the outcome. And at first I was like, okay, that makes sense, right? Because obviously the outcome is the result of the process. But like I said a couple of weeks ago when I was setting up and finishing my home studio thing, I realized that because I had to install everything on a new computer, I asked myself, what would happen if I didn't install anything or everything that I used to use on all of my songs in like the past 10 years. So I decided to change the software approach first, and then to change the hardware approach. So in terms of software, I have not installed everything that I used or used to use before. I've installed the ones, like maybe I'd say 1/10 of everything I used to use. I'm trying to simplify things. In terms of the hardware, usually the guitars I have here, these guitars are all tuned to either E standard or E flat. So essentially the standard tuning. But I've recently started experimenting with double flats, meaning that instead of tuning from E, I'm tuning it from D. So the acoustic here that I'll be using to record, using the microphone there, is tuned completely differently from everything else. And the only reason is, as I explained, change the outcome by changing the process. Now, working on this song was very, very reinvigorating and revitalizing for me because I had generally lost interest of fiddling with music, even though I finally finished my home studio. I should probably make a video about that. But these past weeks have been not super easy because of what's happening in the world. But generally, the vibes for myself have been a bit away from music. And so the whole idea of changing the outcome through changing the process really struck a chord with me, no pun intended. And I think in the next few days, probably the next week, which is going to be the last essentially off week I have before the next semester of university begins, because if you're watching this video for the first time, hi, my name is Mehran. I'm a university teacher and also a hobbyist of a musician. And I was able to finally get I did a stream this week. By the time you're watching this video, I think it should be a couple of days ago. It's on both my YouTube and my Twitch channels that I essentially explained how and why I've decided to change the tuning of the guitar, which is a very basic thing. You think about it, it's just, what is it? It's just a string tension, but it makes all the difference in the world when it comes to the feeling of music, and I absolutely love it. I can feel a lot of inspiration and motivation and the desire to pick up my instrument and play it again coming back to me. Now, as for another thing, another thing in the news industry, in the news and in the education industry, two pieces of, I think, fun, I guess you could call them fun things. Number one, I believe the country of, it's either Denmark or the Netherlands, one of these two countries. I'm going to post the article here. They decided to go back to books instead of just this innate attachment to AI and using computers and everything. They are reintroducing a lot of textbooks, like book, which is an awesome, I think, pivot. Even though I love technology, I use technology in every aspect of my life. The human element, which is present here, is amazing. That is number one. And number two, in one of my videos last year, I mentioned this. There was an attack on Spotify. They like 99.6% of their music is available now for everybody to download. And that means they have this excuse to say, you know what, our security system was, our encoding, our encryption, whatever, was not strong enough. We're going to fortify it. We're going to make it powerful, more powerful. But now instead of $10 a month, dear subscriber, you'd have to pay us 11, 12, 15, right? And since that video came out, as of this week, Spotify announced that they are increasing their subscription prices. Now, this wasn't some kind of a prophetic vector and I can see into the future, I'm an oracle. This was a very, at least to my brain, it was a very on-brand thing for corporations. Everything about any industry, just music, is about the three dreaded letters of ROI, or return on investment. How little can we put money in to get a ton of money out? And so my first knee-jerk reaction was, does that mean that I will be getting paid more because I have music on Spotify? But no, the payment on the Spotify to the artists will not change. So what are they increasing in terms of quality, therefore demanding a higher subscription price? I cannot understand anything. There is one caveat here, and I don't want to be super biased here. Last year, Spotify promised that they are going to introduce, finally, lossless audio streaming, essentially super high quality music streaming. They still haven't done it. Could be a problem with the bandwidth, could be anything. Maybe this money is going to go into the infrastructure that would support this. My like on the spot impulsive reaction is that there's no way in fresh hell that this money is going to turn into higher quality of streaming. I don't think so, but I'll be happy to eat my words. And speaking of Spotify and me, the past couple of weeks I've been thinking about probably maybe removing maybe taking all of my music off of Spotify and maybe put it on Bandcamp, since Bandcamp seems to be one of the few, if the only, stores that they seem to care about the human element of the music more than anything else. So apparently no AI is allowed. It's a beginning of an idea. It could be completely wrong. So I don't know. And that is essentially like where we stand as of today. For the next week, I think, since my studio is almost ready into a stable state and I can stream the way I really want with like a good quality both in audio and in video, and I have all of my instruments and everything hooked up at the same time, probably next week there's going to be a couple of interesting live streams where I might finish the production of the song I began on the stream with a couple of my friends, with a couple of the band band members. I might have Vic here for the bass. I might have Alexan here for helping me with vocals. So it's a wait and see thing. I want to do it, and if I do it, it's gonna be really awesome. So make sure, if it's possible, that would be super cool to do the YouTube thing for me. As always, if you choose not to, I understand. My intention is to see if I can get to 500 subscribers on this YouTube channel by the end of this year. We're in January. I'm currently around 380 subscribers. It's a very small number, but I believe through perseverance, it's going to be possible. We'll have to wait and see. Have I missed anything? I don't think so. This is going to be it for this week. The performance you're going to see is the double flat, like it's from D. It's like from the D standard tuning, a version of Love Left in Me. I absolutely loved it. It was like so human to play it again and like singing and everything surrounding the song. You can find the song as well as everything else that I do in terms of the music in the description box below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're staying safe. I hope that you're staying sane. Consider doing one good thing every week. That is one of my newest missions for the year 2026. Thank you so much for watching. I will be seeing you next week. Take care, and yeah, as always, peace.
Waiting, dreaming on a day that rarely comes. Jaded, faded, I cease resistance in my eyes. Hubris kills me. I am reborn to die once more. Chained to your madness, my flesh, my curse, my war. Lady Luck shuffles 3 cards and she looks with glee. Under neon lights I could see your name next to me. I hold in my hands a card I am too scared to turn over. A heart in my eyes, a gaze that will turn life into stone. You showed me a fear, a fire, a fright to believe in. You showed me I'm wrong, and there is still love left in me. Whoa. Love left in me.
Trust the process. Change the process. Change the outcome.